speaker with us, that is Dr. Satendra Kumar, Associate Professor of English at Sri Dev Suman, Uttarakhand University, Rishikesh campus. Perfect versatile personality and a genuine pursuer of knowledge, with a vast reservoir of 25 years of teaching in various institutions. Besides 50-odd research articles in different anthologies, he has published more than 100 research papers in reputed national and international journals. He has attended and presented papers in more than 100 seminars and conferences. He has organized 4 national seminars, 7 UBSG Rovers Ranger Samagams. Dr. Kumar has been honored with Michael Madhusudan Award in 2010 by Michael Madhusudan Society West Bengal, Bharat Shiksha Ratna Award in 12 by GSHEG New Delhi, and Merit Ratna and Uttarakhand Ratna Award by AICI Merit in 2014 and 16 respectively. Been honored by Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya Samman in 2016 by Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya Samiti Haridwar, because Dr. Satendra is NCC officer also. He is my personal friend. I respect you, sir. I respect you a lot, and I'm sorry that you were waiting for a long time, but it was nice and it was very pleasant to hear such great speakers, sir.
Right, sir.
You are welcome, Satendra, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir, welcome.
With humble salutation to my revered teacher, Professor S.K. Sharma, Allahabad University, Prayagraj, along with equal respect for Professor A.P. Garg, Vice Chancellor of University Meerut, apart from all the dignitaries, men of letters, versatile authority, who are here with the last 2 hours and listening to this with rapt attention, because the topic is such huge that no one wants to stop oneself. So, although both the speakers have already had much, whatever it was in NEP, but it's still just to add a few broken sentences and to bore you, so kindly bear with me only just for 10 minutes. So, as the flower drops away from the plant and new bud comes, similarly, old books and policies are replaced by the new ones. As the ocean without ripple, as the flower without fragrance, as the mirror without shadow, and as the tree without fruit is useless, correspondingly, a teacher without new innovations and outstanding research and skill and update knowledge is a shipment on the earth. Ergo, it is the honors and liability of the present teacher to muster themselves in order to skill and reskill with the passage of time as per need and greed of the wee hour. Taking you back in 1968 when we had the first NEP, followed by second in 1986, and then with interim relief of 1992. And now, thanks to the present government for implementing this after a gap of 3 decades, on 29 July 2020, in the stalwart chairmanship of Dr. Kasturi Ranjan, ex-scientist of ISRO, who compiled the draft in 60 pages, taking from 580 pages after a mastering exercise in 2-3 years. So present NEP is no doubt is not a legal document, but still it gives ample opportunity, especially for the teachers to go. Although GDP has been given up to 6%, no doubt, but before the first NEP, the Kothari Commission of 1964-66 begins with the following lines: the future of India is being shaped in the villages. The real wealth of a nation is not in the banks, but in the schools, colleges, universities, where masters, teachers, professors are doing operation in the operation theater of the classroom with the equipments of the books for shaping the destiny of the disciples who are coming in the contact. That was the thing thought by Dr. Kothari, and same has been implemented in this NEP, apart from the definition of M.K. Gandhiji that the real soul of the country resides in the villages. So this NEP, apart from the past NEPs, taken much from the villages, Gram Panchayat, Naya Panchayat, from rural areas, and incorporated in it with ample manifestation, because it was the need and it was the pain and pang of Dr. Nisang, who himself used to be, because he was a writer and he used to unveil so many times in his delivery that such things are to be needed. So he did the same thing. Apart from this, this NEP is also a step towards the homage to SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, established by UNESCO in 2015 to be completed before 2030. And there are 17 goals mentioned in that draft. The first one, no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, and last one, partnership to achieve goals, and the SDG goal first, that is quality education, has been given special emphasis in this NEP, and whole NEP has been viewed around because the teachers who used to be careless now it is the need that teacher must do something to save his prestige. Almost 150 years ago, Lord Macaulay tried to spoil our Indian culture and tradition by imposing convent school in which English medium started, and that too at the cost of Gurukul method of teaching learning that was rich and that was very heritage. And so that was the bolt from the blue for our NEP. And now he used to say to his father in a letter that I established this NEP, and I am proud to say that I made people a class of persons Indian in blood and color, but English in taste, in opinion, in morals, and in intellect. So that was his concept. Now this policy is really very fruitful for us. If the cold water befalls flaming fire, if moon gives inferno in place of cold, if patter of flowers become dreary sharp sword, then what would be if the teachers are not doing the honors and liability and responsibility fixed on the shoulder? So that's why it is stressed by this NEP that as the moon shows the path to the night traveler, similarly teachers with his skill, with his sound knowledge, should show the torch of knowledge to the wandering disciples. And many stress has been put on the shoulder of youth and the connection of teachers and students, because youth, that is yuva. Yuva, opposite of yuva is vayu. Vayu means air. Air means to go anywhere. So if we keep control on air, so it can be very fruitful. Otherwise it can come in the form of cyclone, hurricane or storm. So similarly we have to keep control on the energy. We have to channelize this youth through different courses like vocational courses, like other courses, and that's why these students, the disciples, are given special attention in this NEP so that he can develop his personality and he can have sound character with critical thinking, with holistic development, with scientific temper, and with conceptual clarity, and with global knowledge superpower to help them. And in this scientific advancement, he must have cognitive capacity, he must be conducive to learning, he must have literacy and numeracy, and NEP NEP is also providing to students nutrition and health and also digital literacy. All these words and phrases have been incorporated in this NEP, no doubt. As the flower broods to spread fragrance in the environment, as the cloud languishes to sprinkle water on earth, as the sun rises to set in the east, as the bud blossoms to wither in the nature, as the candle lights to blow out in day, as life nurtures to meet death in the world. Likewise, a skilled teacher pines to meet his curious students and disciples through his knowledge, that's craftsmanship and sound knowledge. Because like Lord Shiva, knowledge is a fountain to quench the thirst of each thirsty heart. Part 2 of NEP is given special stress and attention on higher education. And it is written in this draft that high quality, high education with equity and inclusion with the help of benchmark so that we can curb on the mushroom growth of colleges, we can curb on the mushroom growth of affiliated college and university. That is the hindrance in this NEP, so we have to sort out. And special stress is given for the teachers and teacher education, that teacher must be grounded in Indian values, languages, knowledge, ethos, traditions, including tribal traditions, while also being well versed in the latest advances in education and pedagogy. Because with this pandemic, with this COVID-19, this situation has brought us to each other with the help of this digital weapon. That's why especially stress is given on vocational courses, and also teacher was suffering with so many responsibilities apart from the teachings, like election duty, like other responsibility. But in this point 5.12, teacher has been given only and only teachers should not be engaged any longer in work that is not directly related to teaching. So that is the main point, first point of the NEP, that teacher has been given the lowest reputation, and that reputation, that respect is in our hands if we are mustering, if we are going with the passage of time. And in this policy, it is also written that state governments should also give stress to open NCC in their colleges, in their states. So NCC is also the need of the we ever to accept the challenges to prepare the youth for facing the future. So without an iota of grudge, I am indebted to all and one for this fruitful dialogue, with a special mention to Dr. Arvind Kumar, whose birthday is also today. That is also a very special and auspicious day. So in a nutshell, this podium, this webinar is to provide seed, flower, fruit and shadow, and discussion and dissemination of knowledge, being a fountain of creative cascade whose source is inner themselves and whose sink is the voracious skilled teachers to incorporate in the lives of disciple and posterity. As the light of the sun is for all haves and have-nots, as the drop of rain is for all, for desert as well as for fertile land, vice versa, the importance and deep-rooted knowledge of NEP is for all, without pride and prejudice. Just to conclude, if an engineer commits a mistake, it will be shown in the building. If an advocate, it will be filed in the file. If a doctor, it will be buried with the patient. If an architecture, it will be in the map. But above all, if a teacher does the mistake, so it will be reflected in the mirror of the nation. That's why our PM unveiled when a teacher learns, a nation leads. Now it is a joint effort to lead the nation with the help to cooperate and to study, because this NEP is going to be implemented after 2 years. So we have 2 years to make ourselves and to uplift ourselves and to update ourselves with the time, so that we can save our reputation. And it is the high time to say thanks to all. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Jai Hind. It has been very nice to hear you, sir. Your words, your ideas, your views, your discussion, your discourse, that was superb. Thank you, Satendra, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.